Dozens of conservative groups came together. They're signing a pledge, and they're going to work together to improve on early get out the vote and election lawfare to contest things that are illegal changes to election law, and to also expand the conservative movement with African Americans, Asian Americans, Hispanic Americans, union workers, and others who are fleeing the Democratic Party. AMAC was one of the original signatories of this new pledge, Rebecca Weber on there. This is a pretty exciting thing. I know you got another boot camp coming up, but AMAC's on the forefront of getting the conservative movement to the place it needs to be to win elections in the future, not in the past.
You are so right, John. And I was not at the event, but I know about it and have talked to people, including Rebecca, yourself, and others about it. The bottom line is we're at a moment where the conservative movement, which is really what I'll call the all-American movement, the movement to preserve essentially things like our Bill of Rights and election integrity, have really gotten to a point where the message is distilled enough that you can create a contract with the American citizen in the same way that many years ago we had a contract with America that a different group of conservatives effectively pushed and actually enacted. And what you're seeing is a distillation of these ideas such that Black, Hispanic, you name whatever I don't care what your ethnic background is, if you're an American citizen, you share a fundamental need for the preservation of your freedoms and opportunities. And I think what's fascinating is that the silhouette against the Black backdrop, so to speak, could not be stronger. You have a group of American citizens of every stripe who realize that the things that they treasure most for themselves, their kids, their grandkids, their cousins, their aunts, their uncles, everybody, the things they treasure most are at enormous risk, the most risk they've been at in their lifetimes. And they're coming together under the rubric of conservative thinking and saying, look, you're not allowed to take these things away from me. I'm not going to let you take these things away from me. And I'm most, of course, not going to let you take away my franchise, my vote, because that's the way I execute this idea of self-governance. And I guess I would encourage, John, people not only to look at that movement, that individual action, but also to remember that wherever you are in this country, the AMAC generation knows, because we lived through the Cold War, we have watched evil come to the world stage, and we have watched it in our own country. And I think what we have to do is the AMAC generation knows, but all of us need to step up and know that we need to be active. We need to get out there, become a part of AMAC, become a part of this family, become a part of the larger mission, because it's a lot harder to go retrieve what you've lost than it is to prevent it from being lost in the first place.